Now, I've stood here in front of this lectern, or behind it, or over here, or wherever, many times and heard motivational speakers get up and tell us, you can do it no matter what it is. All you have to do is set your mind to it. You become a millionaire. You can have your own business. You can become a professional speaker. You can make millions of dollars. Don't sweat the small stuff. Just charge ahead. Don't worry. Now, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you should worry. I'll give you an example. There was a plane that took off from Chicago's O'Hare Airport. And when it reached the cruising level of 40,000 feet, things were buzzing along quite nicely. The people were jabbering and talking. Oh, it was wonderful. All of a sudden, the port engine blew up. And the people looked over, my Lord, they was panicked. People were, what will we do, and so on. And about that time, when they were thinking that things couldn't get any worse, an engine on the starboard side blew up. And oh, God, they couldn't keep them under control. They were running up and down the aisles. The stewardesses, nothing could happen. All of a sudden, the pilot came out of the cockpit. He stood tall. He was smiling. He said, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry about this. We have 4 engines on this plane. We can easily get to the next airport with the other 2 engines. Take a seat. Be comfortable. Don't worry. So the people, well, gosh, I guess he knows what he's talking about. So they all sat down. And they noticed that he walked up toward the front of the plane. And he reached under a seat and he began pulling out some packages. And he was passing those packages to the flight attendants. And they were strapping them on their back. And so one of the astute passengers was saying, say, he said, didn't you tell us that we shouldn't worry? And aren't those parachutes that you're passing out now? And he said, yes, they are. But don't worry, we're going for help. So what does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? That tells you, when somebody tells you not to worry, start worrying. When you go to buy a used car and this guy tells you, this car has got another 150,000 miles, it's such a tremendous bargain. Don't worry about it. Worry, worry. I tell you, when the people out in California went to Countrywide, and the guy said, you can make these payments, we're going to have these low payments, and then in a couple of years they'll bounce up. Yeah, it'll be high then, but you won't have to worry because your house will have gone up so much. You can refinance and make money off this whole thing. Don't worry. They should have worried. When the stockbroker told you that if you buy GM stock or something like Citicorp, these companies are solid as a rock. They're better than money in the bank. It's fantastic. Buy these and you won't have to worry. You should have worried. So I'm telling you, now you may call this something else other than worry, but it all boils down to a simple thing. It's worry. Now, it's not enough just to worry. I have to say that. You have to also decide to do something. But you just can't go sit in a corner and cry about, oh, woe is me, things are terrible, oh, God, I think I ought to kill myself. No, you don't want to do that, obviously. What you want to do is sit down and make a list of things you want to worry about. And don't put down anything that you can't control. Don't put down something that you have no control over. Don't put down, we have to do something about the Russians invading Georgia. You can't do anything about that. In fact, I was listening to the radio today, and a woman called in and she said, what are we going to do about this situation in Georgia? It's terrible. The government's got to do something immediately. And the guy said, well, I'm not sure what we can do about it here, lady. He said, well, my son lives in Atlanta. We're going to have to do something about this situation. Some people are not very well informed, you see. But anyway, you sit down and you make this list. And the most important one first, obviously, and you and the wife, or husband, whatever, and decide what you're going to do about it. and then take action appropriately. Now, some people are paid to worry. You know who those people are that were paid to worry? Those are known as accountants. Brandt not here. Or auditors. They're paid to worry. And this one little story about, I think Brandt, after he got out of the school at Chicago University, he went and he saw there was an ad in the paper for an accountant at one of the local businesses here, and he went up and applied for it, and the guy said, "Oh, that's terrible, I've got to worry about all these things, it's driving me crazy." He says, "I can't sleep at night, I have to worry about how I'm going to meet the payroll, how am I going to pay the suppliers, how does I keep away from the IRS, who's awful after, I don't know what I could do, it's awful, I got to have somebody to help me do this worry, and I can't sleep at night. I'm getting ulcers, that's awful, terrible. So I'm going to hire you." So he said, "Well, I've looked at your books and everything," and he said, "I think I could probably take the job, but how much do you like to take on a monthly salary out of this particular payroll? What would you personally want?" And he said, "I think I like to have about $15,000 a month." And Brandt said, "Well, I don't think you can afford to pay you that much." He said, "Well, that's your first worry." So anyway, I don't think Brandt took that job. I think I don't blame him for that. So there is, those people do have a worry though. They worry that you won't worry enough. And they also worry that this tax code might be simplified. That is their chief worry. If they simplify the tax code, we won't be going to them to do our taxes anymore, so that's a terrible thing. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you here and now that don't listen to those people that tell you shouldn't worry. How many businesses do you think who were the pie in the sky kind of people that say, they just charge ahead, don't worry about those things, everything will be okay? How many of those businesses do you think are still around? Sweat the small stuff, sweat the big stuff, do the worrying, because the businesses that worried, the people who considered all the aspects and did something about it, those are the businesses and those are the people who are successful. Mr. Toastmaster.